Hello everyone, in this video I'm going to show how to win more matches on Inferno. Let's start on the T side. The first important thing on the T side is taking banana. You want to take banana because without banana you cannot really do anything. You cannot do an A execute, you cannot do anything because if the enemy sees that there's nothing banana and they take firm control of it, then they're going to just push and they're going to flank you while you're executing A. So you can't really do an A execute. You can go away fast, but you cannot play at default without taking banana. And also when you take if you don't take banana, the enemy can just play 4 people on A, and if you just try to go B, they'll have early information because that guy will either play on top of this wall or he will be jump spotting and he will see you, and they will rotate quickly, they will block you with utility. It's going to be difficult. So what you want to do is you want to have 2 people playing towards banana, one guy who is going to be holding mid, and you want to have 2 people on second mid. On banana you want to either throw a molly, and you can, if you want, to throw a nade as well. I like doing it sometimes, because this way if somebody was trying to go car, maybe he tries to extinguish the molly, or he tries to even peek and the molly would take in a bit of damage, he's going to also take damage from the nade, or if he just tries to stay close, he's again going to take damage from the nade, so you can throw that nade. And then you want to jump into this corner most of the time, or back here. These 2 corners are going to be good because this here might get double naded more often than these 2, but it's good to also switch them up. So when you are here, you want to have a smoke ready. You don't have to stay with the smoke, you can stay with your gun out, but if you see a Molotov coming, instantly take out the smoke, because the cities usually throw a Molotov close, and then one Molotov deep. So this Molotov, if they throw it well, it will most likely burn you. So now it burns this corner, it doesn't burn this corner, but it's kind of inconsistent, but most of the time it will burn one of the 2 corners. So when they throw it, you want to extinguish it, and when you extinguish it, you can either just stay here, or you can ask a teammate to nade the smoke for you, because when a teammate nades it, the nade can land better and will also do less damage to you. And you can, after nading the smoke, hold car together. You can move around to the other corner here, you can move over to the other side, and you can also, while the smoke is about to fade, you can throw a Molotov car, so you know that there is not going to be anyone playing around car, and you can just go closer when the smoke fades. So the battle of banana is really not only taking this part, because this part isn't too much of a worry for the cities. The bigger thing is taking car, because car is where you can throw all of your nades for. You can throw smokes from here, you can throw motors from here. Every execute is going to start from this area. If you don't have this area, it's going to be difficult to execute B. So you want to take this area. How that will happen is you're going to ask for flashes from teammates. Your teammates can throw, let's say, a flash like this in case there's an op on the corner or something. He'll get blind, even if he's staying here with a rifle or an op, he'll still get blind. Or you can throw another flash from the bottom of banana. I'm not sure about the lineup for this one, but it should be something like this, and should blind most of the people around here. So make sure to have one person around here, maybe even 2 people, and then the third guy flashes them in, and they can just go in and clear this out and trade each other. If you have more mollies, you can also throw some mollies. You can throw a molly, let's say, from here, something like this, to molly off the corner, or you can throw a Molotov just like this on the wall to Molotov towards sandbags. You can throw it a bit deeper, it's going to be better, but this also gets the job done. And after that you get the flash over, and you just clear this area. After that, you can either gather up and do a B execute, or you can go back and take top mid. You want to leave one person here around car, and he can play a few angles. He can play here if he thinks there's not going to be flash, or if he thinks the enemy is not going to clear him, or he can play here if there is a possibility, because there is always a possibility that the enemy throws this flash, but sometimes they will not throw it. So if you notice that they're not really throwing it, you can try to stay around here or on top of the car, something like that. But if they like to throw it, or if they're a good enemy, a good team, you can just stay on this angle, you can even stay behind the wall, just peek on timings and stuff. And if you still got flash from here somehow, just you can hide behind the wall and nothing is going to happen. Or you can even hold from here, and when you get blind, just run over to this side and get close to the wall and they cannot kill you. So the second mid guys in the beginning want to always throw a molotov towards the boiler, and one of them can throw an it. It can be the same guy who threw the molly, or it can be the other guy. Doesn't really matter, but the point is the enemy is not going to do this every game. Maybe they'll do it once per game, maybe they'll do it twice, maybe you can go 10 games in a row with the enemy not doing it, but the point is if they do it, they're dead. If you have the molly and the nade, they're going to most likely die, and if they don't die, you have your gun out and you're holding for this, so you just kill them. If they flash over, which is very unlikely, nobody does it in CS2, then you might be fucked, but for that reason, what I was doing in CSGO was, I'm not doing it in CS2 because nobody really ever flash second mid, but I throw a molly. I usually don't throw a nade. If I throw the molly, I just look down, and if they flash, I'm gonna just look up and I'm not gonna be blind shooting at them, and they're gonna be wondering what's happening. And the second guy can be just throwing the nade, and he can just look in case they peek without a flash, and he'll just kill them if that happens. After that, you can either have this guy go fast into boiler, you can jump on top of this from here, just crouch and then jump, and then you can jump on the balcony. There should be a way to do it without sound, but it's very difficult to do. So you can get in here, you can just hold an angle like this, or you can go in all the way, hold an angle from here. You cannot get on top of this, but you can get on top of the table like this, and you can crouch down, you can hold like this, or you can just hold from the corner or whatever, however you like to hold it. You can also go here, I guess. And the other guy, if your boiler player is going in, you go in as well. You don't play split up because there is no point. Like if your boiler player is in there, you have to be here so you can trade him, you can help him, and just take ups together. So if you're two people, you can take ups early, you just clear all the angles, you can double pick here in case they're playing some kind of a setup with an open or whatever, and you just kill them if you double pick. And if you are alone though, so let's say your boiler player is going towards top mid, you're trying to do something on top mid with the team and stuff, you can just hold here, you can play passive, you can go on top of this thing, you can just hold like this. Or if your teammates are going, like let's say 3 people towards banana, taking it really heavy and one guy holding mid, then you can just play very passive from, let's say, here, and this is also something you should do against equals. Against equals, don't go in ups. Play from here, you can just jiggle like this, or on a bit bigger timing like this, and when you see someone, you just come out with pre-fire, and he's not going to kill you, there is no chance. If you just jiggle like this and see him and pre-fire him, he's either going to be staying there, and you're going to pre-fire him and kill him, or he's going to fall back, and you just pre-fire and you see he's not there, and you're like, okay, he fell back, whatever, we can take ups now. Or you can just get closer, and if your teammates are coming, then you can take ups. If they're not coming, just still don't go in. When you're alone, you can also still get on top of this thing. You can come from here to hold. You can also, after throwing your utility, you can just come over to here, start shifting from somewhere here, and you can get into this corner to hold. There are many different positions from which you can hold, and you can just find these things out by yourself, but the general positions that I showed you are usually the best ones. So after that, you want to take top mid. Taking top mid without having anyone in boiler or having ups at all is going to be difficult and not recommendable, but you can still do it. There is just the risk that somebody could be in boiler, or they could have full ups control and just do something weird, like push from here and you don't expect them, or just peek out of boiler on some timing where you don't expect them. So in general, you want to have at least one person who went in boiler and clearing out ups by himself, or you want to have both ups player going in, clearing out ups, and then going in. And of course you still have your banana. You should have one person here the second person falls back, the mid player also comes over, and now you take top mid. You can throw a smoke, whatever, like just a general smoke long. This can get the job done. After that you can just throw a molotov towards short like this or something. Just make sure it doesn't go too high because it's gonna land on the boost and it's not going to burn people there. And after that you can find some good flashes. I don't really know any flashes, but you can just bounce a flash like this or like this and to get the job done. And you just take this kind of control, and you want to have one person who's gonna hold short and one person who's gonna hold long, and in case the enemy wants to go for something, like if they want to pop flash each other and if they want to try to take back control or something, or if they're just stupid and fading in the smoke, let's say, and you just kill them. After that, if you have top, mid, ups and banana, you have all of the choices in the world. You can do whatever you want basically. You can do a B execute, you can do a B fake and go away, you can do an A fake, you can do anything. You should make a decision based on what utility you have, what positions you have, and also what utility and positions does the enemy have. So did you kill the long player? Is it 2A? Is it 2B? Is it 3A? Like just whatever information you have, try to work off of that. And if they wasted all of their molotovs on B, okay, you can full execute B. If they didn't throw anything on A, or maybe it's not a good idea to go away. If they didn't throw anything on B, you can do a B pop and just kill them while they're holding their nades on B. So that's pretty much it on the T side. That's what you want to do most of the time. On gun rounds, you want to just play this kind of a default. On eco rounds, you can just go for B pushes or whatever, or ups pushes. These are the two most common, most effective things. You can go for long pushes, but that's going to be usually not very good. So on the city side. On the city side, you want to usually play 3 towards A in the beginning and 2 towards B, but you can also start 3B. What you want to do on city side is you want to fight for car, and if the enemy is not making you like take any action, if they're just leaving you take car, then take banana as well. Take everything from them if they're not resisting. So in the beginning you want in general to have the first guy throw a smoke deep and a molotov, and then he can play in sandbags anti-flash like this, or he can just go back a bit and then you can double nade something together with the second guy, and the second guy wants to generally just throw a molotov deep like this. You can just find out on your own how much you need to run in order for it to burn both corners, because this corner is for sure going to burn, but these two here are not 100%, so you have to find out what height you have to do, how much you have to run, and that type of stuff. So after you do that, you can double nade, or you can just throw a simple nade deep or something. And if no enemy is trying to do anything, if they're not flashing you, if they're not smoking your mollies, if they're not doing anything, just jump spot a bit like this and double peek in. Of course, clear this angle in case you didn't molly close properly or extinguish it. Check this angle, and then if you clear out everything here and so clear, the smoke is still going to be for about 10 seconds or 5 seconds. You want to instantly rotate one guy off. If banana is clear, instantly rotate one to A. It's going to work 80% of the time. So if banana is clear and you rotate one to A, they're most likely going to go A, and if they don't go A, this guy can play on top of half wall like this, holding this angle, and if he sees somebody he tries to fight, he gets the kill, and then he can use whatever utility he has left over. In general, if it's the first guy, then he's not going to have a smoke and molly, so it's going to be a bit more problematic. But if it's the second guy, he's gonna have some utility, like at least a smoke, and for this reason you can leave the second guy and can just have him drop his smoke or whatever. On A, usually you want to smoke mid early, not every round, but you can do it most of the rounds. In ups, you can molly when you're 2A. When you're 2A, it's almost a must that you molly ups. In case you're in an eco or something, you cannot obviously, but if you're starting 2A, it's really good to molly ups. Something the short player can do if you're 3-8 UA, doesn't matter, he can just throw a Molotov like this or something that's going to land like this and covering the balcony so the enemies cannot go into boiler fast. Or he can throw a nade, he can figure out a lineup where when he throws it, I guess he'll need to break the window or something, but when he throws it, it's going to land somewhere here and just do damage to anyone who's trying to hold or anyone who's jumping, if you can figure out a lineup that lands around here. In CSGO you can do it off the skybox, but CS2 you don't have skyboxes, so you can't really do that. You can go for heavy short setups, so you can play even 3 on short, 1 boosted, 1 in the corner down here, playing anti-flash, in the open here, just holding top mid or boiler. And that's generally going to be a good setup if your enemies like taking mid and they don't really play ups. You can also do the open long, and one guy can be here holding and the guy on top can be anti-flash because he's the most in the open, he can get flashed and then he has nowhere to fall back to. And if this guy gets flashed, he can just jump back or whatever. And then this guy can fight. And when this guy's blind effect goes out, he can even just pre-fire boiler, or he can go out and just try to get kills while they're focusing on the boost guy. If you see that your enemy likes taking caps a lot and they don't really throw utility, because if you throw utility this is not going to work, but if they don't really throw utility and you see them taking caps, you can do 1,000 different up setups. You can have one guy standing on top of this, holding like this, and the other guy in boiler, holding whatever angle he likes. You can have one guy holding like this, and the other guy holding like this, and this guy can also be with an AWP. Something else you can do with an AWP is having the rifle here, watching this side for the guy from boiler, and having the AWP here, just holding this angle in case somebody picks it. And if the AWP misses a shot, this guy can still get the kill. If they double pick, you're shooting at the boiler guy, you're open shooting at this guy, and you just kill them both. In the perfect case, you might both die, but that's unlikely. And if they flash you, then that's a bit of a bad situation, and you have to tell your teammate that if they throw a flash, he has to fall back, because if he doesn't fall back, if he stays there, you might get stuck on him and you're full blind, they're shooting at you, you're stuck on your teammate, and it's an absolute mess. So you can do this type of things in apps. You can play different setups, you can figure out more setups that you can play. You can play bait setup like you're open here, holding, and you like here or something, just holding the boiler guy. And if your open misses, you turn around and you kill the guy, or your open can play deeper in that case, like this, or it can even be a rifler. This angle here can also be good if you have a teammate holding a boiler, let's say from here. So use up setups like this. In the late round, you most likely will need to play further back. The short player never fights alone, that's a rule of A that I like to keep in my teams. If the enemy smokes long and your opener is long and he cannot nade the smoke, if he can nade the smoke it's a bit different, so he can, he can try to pick and he can do stuff, but in general your opener is not going to want to nade that smoke and he's going to want to go into arch or here, so you don't fight alone. What you can do if you're fighting alone is kill one and die. You cannot do more than that most of the time, unless you're playing against really bad opponents. So you want to most of the time fall back towards maybe here, a bit more risky, or you can go on side, you can go top of the box, you can stay on the bottom of the box, you can stay on the second box, like this, on top, watching this or watching this. You can stay around the pillar, you can stay on this box if they can come from long. So let's say your teammate is here holding something like this and they can come from long, then you can play this angle here. Most people will not really expect it, and you can get 1 or 2 kills, and then you can stand up, you can kill up, so short if he's close. And your pit player is just doing whatever he wants. He can play in pit, smoke the molly if they molly him, try to throw some flash, get some peek. He can just hold ups if they don't molly him, he can hold an angle like this or something. He can go into mini pit and hold, he can stay here and hold something. He can stay on the balcony as well. He can do whatever setups you make. So make setups together with your pit player and see how you like to play. Maybe you like to play also pit and balcony, maybe you like to play 2 on side sometimes, you like to play pit and first box. Make setups with him, depending on what you like to play, and also include the open where he plays. Does he play from here? Is he ready to help short? Is subs covered for him? Does he have to play in library? In some cases, just discuss with your teammates how you should do it. And also one important thing, regressing. So let's say the enemy takes car on B. If they take car, what you can do is just throw a flash and have your teammate pick and clear out the area. Or you can throw the retake utility, which you can see on YouTube, and just if you're going to have a smoke here and a molly car, you just hold here, and if anyone swings, you kill him. You can be careful with the boost, you can just hold it, or you can just clear it out here, spam the smoke, throw nades, throw something, doesn't matter. And after you take that space and information, you can rotate one towards A, because it's clear after they took it, which means they rotated off, and they're probably going to take mid, up, so you can just execute A. And if they take top mid, you can do the same thing. You can, let's say, flash from here, then have your short player pick, just clear things out, then have one rotate to B, or you can, if you have your short and long player here, they can just flash each other in, and they can do the same thing, and you rotate one towards B again. So that's pretty much it for Inferno. If you enjoyed the video, if you learned something new, you can leave a like and subscribe to my channel to not miss out on any upcoming content. Thank you for watching.